You are Locked On Heat Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Miami on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up, Heat fan? Welcome to your Heat Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. My name is Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease, also my name. Man, it just is some nights you're embarrassed to crack a microphone. Some nights you just don't want to talk about what happened out there on the floor on an NBA arena. And some nights you just don't want to tell the people what happened in the game tonight. But that's what it is. And your Miami Heat laid a stinker tonight, 98-86. They lose at the Atlanta Hawks. They've lost 6 of their last 7 games. They haven't done anything since they traded Jimmy Butler. I've been looking at this team through rose-colored glasses for a few days now, and I think I should take them off. I really do, because tonight was not what you would like to see as a representation of NBA basketball. And, just not a good night for the Miami Heat. And, you get a couple nights before you play the Hawks again in Miami. But, man, this is a bad team, the Atlanta Hawks. They've lost to some bad teams lately, Brooklyn, Chicago. You know what I mean? Just not good basketball lately for the Miami Heat. And really, honestly speaking, it's been the shooting that's deserted them lately. So let's get into it. It's your Heat Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Hey, the good news is we're free. You don't have to pay to watch and listen to this nonsense that the Miami Heat are bringing you, but you get the breakdowns. You know what I'm saying? So we're free wherever you get your podcast. Could be Spotify, could be Apple Podcasts, could be iHeart, could be any of the above. And, of course, right here on YouTube, Locked On Sports Miami. And tonight's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, hey, it's your tomorrow. FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just don't bet on the Heat to make a shot. I mean, is that where we're at right now? What is going on with this team, ladies and gentlemen? Look, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on with this Miami Heat team? Like, for real. You feel like things are going in the right direction. Tyler Herro has another 40-point game. Never mind that he was 3 of 14 from 3. Where has Tyler's three-point shot gone? Where have you gone, Tyler's three-point shot? I'm just wondering, because it hasn't been there the last couple of nights. Duncan Robinson is MIA. Terry Rozier, good Lord, somebody please find Terry Rozier. This team is a team without an identity. This team is a team that's searching for its soul. This team is a team that was gutted by Jimmy Butler. And every time I see Golden State win a game with Jimmy Butler in the lineup, it just pisses me off. Does it not piss you off? I mean, the petulance was rewarded. The petulance was rewarded. The petulance was rewarded. I'm going to be a 5-year-old. I'm going to stomp my foot. I'm going to cry. I'm going to whine. They're not going to extend me. Yeah, never mind the $40-plus, $50-plus million a year that I'm being paid. I'm just going to ruin my franchise's season, is what Jimmy Butler decided to do when he took his ball and went home. And here they are still searching for the identity all this time later. And, it is what it is, right? I mean, you're losing some. These are bad teams. I've had a lot of hope for Miami, and look, they're out of the 8th spot now. They're in, playing land for sure. But I'm not really concerned as much about where they are in the standings right now as I am about who's going to put the ball in the basket for this team. Because, look, Tyler Herro, let's just be honest. He's Bradley Beal for the Wizards. If he's the number one guy for the Heat, he's Bradley Beal on the Wizards. And you trade him to a contending team, and he's not going to be so good. So Tyler's not a number one is what I'm trying to say. Bam obviously is not a number one. Bam couldn't hit anything tonight. Tyler couldn't hit anything as well. So, the Hawks had lost 3 in a row. The Atlanta Hawks allowed their fewest points since a 182 win over Cleveland, and that was in, 4 years? 4 years ago. So when you think about the Miami Heat right now, this is all-time bad basketball. This is as poorly as they've played in a long time. So this isn't something where you sit here and you say, hey, it's new players. They're gelling. They're working their way together. Okay, maybe, a couple of games here and there against the better teams in the league for sure, right? But against a team like Atlanta, he scored 86 points. You score 86 points. You were terrible. Single digits, 3-pointers made last night. You know what I'm saying? Single digits. And you think, wow, can it get any worse? They were like, what, 9 for 41 last night? Tonight, they're 7 for 40. You shot 43s and you made 7 of them. So what's the deal there? Is it within the flow of the offense? Are the screens not being set correctly? Did these guys just forget how to shoot? No, I don't think that's the case. I think this is a team it's in a rut right now. And look, you got a ton of games coming up at home, right? Something like 16 of the next 19 games are at home, and it's been skewed the other way. So that's something that you could look at. And look, I'm not pressing the panic button yet. I mean, Wiggins had 23 points tonight, but look, Bam was 5 for 13. Tyler was 4 for 19. Duncan Robinson is useless at this point. Cut him. Trade him. Get him out of here. Whatever you have to do. He's doing podcasts on his off days. He should be nowhere but in the gym. If he does a podcast, if he does a paid appearance, if Duncan Robinson goes anywhere besides a basketball court right now, cut him. Cut him. He's not doing anything. He's not playing. Man, I'm just saying, he should be in the gym working on his game 24 hours a day. Right now, this team is not playing well. Duncan Robinson is a guy who's making $19 million a year. At one point was the best three-point shooter in the NBA. Where is he now? Where is he now? So, look, this isn't the point of the show is not to sit here and rip on the Miami Heat. It's not to rip on Duncan Robinson or anybody else. And you look at Terry Rozier, DNP, coach's decision. Jovic is out with a broken hand. I repeat, Terry Rozier, out. DNP, coach's decision. This guy was averaging 24 points a game when we got him from Charlotte. 24 a game, and he has sunk that low. DNP. He's better than that. What's up with Terry Rozier? What is going on? Look, it's not just him. Tyler was terrible tonight. Duncan has been terrible lately, period. And I had said last night, we were sitting here for a long time on the show last night, just go, hey, man, if Terry Rozier can be that sixth man, off the bench, the Vinnie Johnson, the microwave, you know what I'm saying? James Harden when he was sixth man of the year, off the bench, instant offense. You need that. You need that. With Davion Mitchell, he can't score. He's not a starter. He's not a scorer. He can't score double digits in the NBA. He's not going to average double digits. You need Rozier off the bench to step it up. You do. And for some reason, Kyle Lowry couldn't get it done. Now it's Rozier who can't get it done. And you're starting to think, hey, what in the world is the problem here? And, you know, Jaquez is his confidence shot. He's finally back in the rotation now that Jovic is out, and you're looking at him. You know, Highsmith is a DNP coach decision. He was a starter. So now that you got Mitchell, now that you got Anderson, now that you got Andrew Wiggins, with Jovic out, you have to adjust it a little bit, but, well, actually a lot. But when I think about this team right now, and I start thinking about the shooting woes, okay? Duncan Robinson's a great shooter. Terry Rozier is a very good shooter. Tyler Herro is an outstanding shooter. They're not getting it done right now. They are not getting it done right now. And this is a big concern. Look, Alec Burks was 1 for 12 tonight. This dude could be counted on for instant offense. Hey, if Terry Rozier is not going to do it, bury his ass at the end of the bench. Give me Alec Burks. I love Burks, but he didn't get it done tonight either. So between Rozier and Burks, you got to find that scorer off the bench that's going to fill it up in bunches. You do. And look, I know I keep saying this night in and night out. Kevin Love. I mean, all those years you had UD, right? And he's not playing. He's like a coach as a player and whatnot. What is Kevin Love giving you right now? Why does he have a roster spot? If he's not going to play, you know, he's depressed, he's this, he's that. This is pro sports, man. We don't have time for that. Play or don't play. Be with the team, don't be with the team. Be a leader, don't be a leader. And look, if anybody on the team heard me saying this right now, and if Spo heard me saying this, and I've known Spo for 30 years, I'd get ripped. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a media guy. He's this, he's that. You know, shut up and just, yeah, well, all these DNPs add up, man. Could be a guy that would be okay and mentally fit to play. I don't know. But why carry the roster spot if the guy's never going to play? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I am just throwing it out there. But Jovic is out with a broken hand. Rozier's a DNP coach's decision. Larson, the rookie, doesn't play. You know what I mean? Highsmith, DNP coach's decision. Kevin Love, DNP, not with team. He's sure fine to post 1,000 funny things on social media all the time. Even through the Jimmy Butler thing, Kevin Love thought it was funny. I don't think it's funny. What the hell's so funny, Kevin Love? The fact that you don't ever play? The fact that you literally don't do anything to help the team? I mean, what's so funny? I would like to know. I would like to know. And look, I love Kevin Love. Everybody loves Kevin Love, but is he worthy of a roster spot making that kind of money when he's never going to play? DNP, mental health, DNP, coach's decision, DNP, not with, I mean, what, really? Play, dude. It's the NBA. You know how many players would give their arm to be on an NBA roster? And this dude's like, I don't feel mentally well. I mean, come on. Come on, man. This is the NBA. Play a basketball game. It's a basketball game. Get on out there on the court and help your team. Look, it's 98-86. The Heat lose tonight. I might get myself in trouble for what I'm saying, but this is what you get on the Locked On Podcast Network. You get breakdowns of your games, of your teams. We don't work for the teams. We don't work for the league. We don't have a dog in the fight. We don't have anybody telling us what to say or what not to say. Why is Kevin Love not contributing? Why are you giving him a roster spot? When you're winning, it's cool. When you're losing, everybody's fair game. I don't give a damn what anybody tells me, and that's why I'm here. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, Gries, at Jim Grease _ on social media. Give me a follow, make you holler. 98-86, a pathetic performance by the Miami Heat tonight, smoked by the Atlanta Hawks, and the Hawks stink. They are a terrible team. They had lost 3 in a row. Look, they didn't even have an all-star until Trae Young was a fill-in. He's not all that even right now, and you know, this Atlanta Hawks team is just not a good team, and they smoked the Heat tonight. All right, 98-86 was the final this evening. When we come back on the other side, we look at the box score. Not that anybody did anything on either team. Neither team scored 100. We look at the team stats. Puke Fest, obviously. We look ahead. The Hawks coming into Miami on Wednesday. 16 of 19, I believe, is the number for the Miami Heat. That's the number of games they have at home, 16 of their next 19 games coming up. So, hey, all is not lost. You have all the new players. Jimmy Butler. Look, death taxes. You don't doubt Pat Riley. We've talked about this a lot, right? Wiggins back for Butler. Wiggins had 23 tonight, 6 of 14 shooting, 4 of 9 from 3. Okay. All right. We're getting somewhere. That's one to grow on. Let's build on that. Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease, at Jim Grease _ on social media. Heat POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. And we are just getting started right here on your Monday. NBA fans, get ready for your team to score less than 100 points again and no one can shoot. No, just kidding. Get ready. They swoosh, you save, thanks to Dash Pass. And man, I love DoorDash. Every time a player drops 50 or more points in a game, you score a huge deal. The next day, I don't know if anybody on the Miami Heat will ever score 50 again, but it's simple. When any player scores 50 or more in a game during the 24-25 NBA season, Dash Pass members, that could be you if you are one, get 50% off an order. That's up to $10 off the next day from noon to midnight. Here are a few ways you can take advantage of this deal. It's a game day feast. After an epic 50-point performance, celebrate by ordering wings, pizza, burgers from your favorite spot, delivered straight to your door. How about late night cravings? Whether you're staying up watching highlights or you just need a midnight snack, and who doesn't, right? You use Dash Pass, grab something delicious while saving big. Lunch on the go. Need a quick and easy lunch? This is what I do right here. This is what I do. If you're smart, be like me, 143 IQ, right? You need a quick and easy lunch the next day. Hey, with Dash Pass, you get your favorite meals with $0 in delivery fees and reduced service fees. Plus, now you save even more with this exclusive NBA offer. So if a dude scores 50, next day, lunch is free. You can fuel your watch party, planning to catch the next game, order your go-to snacks and meals at a discount. Get ready for more high-scoring action. All you're going to do, it's simple, right, is you're going to sign up for Dash Pass and be ready. You stay ready. You don't have to be ready. Stay ready to save. When any player scores 50 or more in a game, Dash Pass members get 50% off the order the next day, up to $10 off. Use promo code NBA50. That's promo code NBA50. From noon to midnight after a 50-point game on eligible orders at participating merchants. Must have an active Dash Pass account. Terms apply. Visit DoorDash to learn more. Midnight, the day after the game. Exclusive to Dash Pass members. All right, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. I have a reminder, just a little reminder for you, and that is very simple, my friend. I don't even have to read the copy at this point to tell you, and you, and you, and you, but just you. Just come on in, just right. You want to hear something dope? This is amazing, okay? Your favorite team now has a newsletter. It's LockedOnDaily.com. It's your Heat daily newsletter. All your Heat news, all your NBA news. league coverage delivered right to your inbox every day for free. LockedOnDaily.com. It's unbelievable. LockedOnDaily.com. Start your day with the all-new Locked On Heat newsletter at LockedOnDaily.com. On the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. Man, 98-86, the Hawks beat the Heat tonight. Still to come, we're going to have you guys know you love this every single night. On the show, we're going to have the stars of the game. We're going to have the turning point. We're going to have the final score graphic. We are going to hit the box score, tell you what the individuals did in tonight's game. PU. And, it was that kind of night. And then the team stats, as well as the Heat fall to 26-30. What in the world is going on? Sending out an SOS. Are we sending out an SOS? I mean, look at the teams that are fading right now, right? The Heat lose again. They've lost 6 of 7 games since the Jimmy Butler trade. They've stunk up the joint. You know what I mean? And I don't have that exact number in front of me, but, you barely beat the Spurs. And shout out to Wemby. I hope Wemby's all right. He has a blood clot in the shoulder, shut down for the year. But you're smoking the Bulls on the road. You fade in the fourth quarter. You give up 133 points to a team that stinks, right? And they should never score 133 points, especially against the Miami Heat, the way that the Heat play defense. You go to Philly and you beat. Congratulations. You beat the Sixers with Joel Embiid playing on one leg and Paul George, who's not Paul George anymore. And it is what it is. You go to New Jersey. Did I just do that? You go to Brooklyn and you play the Nets, okay? Old head. You go to Brooklyn and you play the Nets. What happens there? Anyone? Bueller? Yeah, you lose by 16. What happened there? You're winning through 3 quarters, fade in the fourth. That happened against the Bulls. It happened against the Nets. Smoked by the Celtics, defending champs, is what it is. Jason Tatum will never be Larry Bird. There, I said it. Thunder, best team in the West. You lose by 14. Mavs on the road, 118-113. You fade late after winning for most of that game. Now, here's the problem. You might say, Grease, the Dallas Mavericks went to the NBA Finals a year ago. What is the shame in that game, losing to the Mavericks on the road by 5? And I will tell you exactly what the shame is in that game. The shame in that game, Anthony Davis was out. Gafford was out. Lively was out. Okay? PJ Washington was out. Klay Thompson was out. Did anybody play? Kyrie Irving out. Nobody played for the Mavericks, and they still beat the Heat that game. So, yeah, you look at the Bulls game, you look at the Nets game, you look at the Mavericks game. Yeah, you win on the road at Toronto against a Raptors team that actually really does stink. I mean, the only thing worse in Toronto right now is Drake's career. And then you look at the Bucks. They beat you by 7 with Giannis injured, playing more than his minutes restriction. Dame injured, playing more than his minutes restriction. Bobby Portis suspended. Are you getting the gist of what I'm saying here? The Heat stink right now. Okay, they're not shooting. They're not rotating on defense. They're getting out rebound. This team is not playing well. And night in and night out, I keep thinking, hey, and I'm saying it on the show all the time. I'm like, hey, guys, it's okay. I see glimpses. Look, Wiggins had 23 tonight. You see glimpses. I'm not up here to just sit here and rag on the Heat and diss them and talk about what they're doing wrong. I don't want to do that night in and night out. I want to talk about what's right with this team. Can they turn it around? The Warriors are 5-1 with Jimmy Butler. I'm sick of brats being rewarded. I'm sick of players who make $50 million a year crapping all over their organizations, and they win in the end. So, yeah, I'm rooting for the Heat to win that trade. Yeah, I'm rooting for Wiggins to be the better end of that deal with Davion Mitchell and Anderson. I'm rooting for Pat Riley to be the genius that he's always been and to have made the best deal possible. But I'm starting to wonder. And Jimmy didn't play a lot last year or the year before. They were in the play-in. Luckily, 2 years ago, they go to the final. But you know what I'm saying? I thought getting Wiggins back, you might have even won that deal. But the inconsistency from Bam is pissing me off. I have to be honest. Bam Adebayo's got to he's the captain. Take that C off your jersey, bro. Get out there and play. Get out there and score 20 a night. Get out there and grab 10 rebounds. No rebounds in the second half. I repeat, no rebounds in the second half last night for Bam Adebayo. And how many rebounds did he get in the whole game tonight? In 37 minutes, 5 rebounds. 5? You're on Team USA. You're the captain of the Miami Heat. You get 5 rebounds in 37 minutes after none in the second half last night. So let me just recap for you. That's 24 minutes of the second half last night. That's it's 48 minutes tonight, 37 of which he played. And yeah, that's 12 rebounds. Bam has got to be better, man. You don't have Jimmy Butler anymore. You're the captain of the team. You're on the Olympic team. You're one of the better players in the league. You're making a ton of money, Bam. What are you doing, bro? You should be averaging 20 points a game and at least 10 rebounds. What is happening here? Am I the only one who's going to call them out? Bam Adebayo's got to play a lot better. Tyler Herro has not been shooting the ball well at all from three-point land. He's not doing anything from beyond the arc, and he was terrible tonight, Tyler. Absolutely terrible. 11 points on 4 of 19 shooting, 0 for 9 from 3. He was 3 of 12 from beyond the arc last night. 3 for 21 in the last 2 games. And Duncan Robinson, I might cut his ass right now. $19 million a year notwithstanding. This dude's done nothing. He's done, you want me to talk about the last few games for the Dunkmeister? I mean, should I? I mean, really? Should I? Should I? Really? Should I? Look, here's this. Don't wait, not splits game log. All right, for the Dunkmeister. 21 minutes. 3 points. That's tonight. 21 minutes, 3 points against Milwaukee last night. 23 minutes. Hey, 14 points, had 1 good game against Toronto. Had double digits once against Brooklyn. And that was all the way 5 games ago. Every other game besides that 14 and that 10, 3, 3, 5, 0. You know what I'm saying? Bro, it's time to send messages to these players at some point. Put them on the bench and don't take them off. Terry Rozier, DNP, coach's decision. We're late for a break. I'm as bad at getting to a break right now as Terry Rozier is at scoring for the Miami Heat. And Duncan Robinson, look, they need those 2 guys. I don't want to sit here and just be whining and complaining. I'm going to offer some solutions on the other side. We're going to hit the box score. We're going to hit the team stats. We're going to hit the final score graphic, the turning point, the stars of the game. I don't know why I'm going like this, but I'm just shoveling crap on myself because that's what the Heat have been doing to us these last few games. Hey, all is not lost, right? What do they need to do to turn things around? We'll hit that on the other side. Heat Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team, like it or not, every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, Gries, at Jim Grease _ box score, team stats. What in the world can they do? Heat Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. When the game tips off, the NBA action is just getting started. That's right, and there's no better place to get in on it than FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. That's right, with FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game. So even if you miss the opening tip-off or want to bet on a fourth quarter comeback, you can stay in the action. And if you're looking for a bigger payout, hey, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay. I love FanDuel. I'm just geeking out here, being honest with you. I love using FanDuel's live betting feature because of the wonderful things he does. It keeps every moment of the game exciting, whether I'm backing my team for a late game rally or picking a player to hit a clutch 3. Hey, I never feel like I missed my chance. I'm always in on the action, and that's the key. I talk about it all the time on the show. Keep the action going on the action. The app's so easy to use, and when you win, you get paid right away. It's like instant with FanDuel. Gotta love that. Right now, FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. That's FanDuel.com for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. And your favorite podcast, one more time for your mind, your favorite podcast has a newsletter. How dope is that, right? DOPE. Introducing the Locked On Heat Daily Newsletter. One stop for Ultimate Team and league coverage. That means the Heat. That means the NBA. Delivered right to your inbox for free now at LockedOnDaily.com. That's FREE. Spelling free. LockedOnDaily.com. Start your day with the all-new free Locked On Heat newsletter on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know how you're doing. Give me a follow. Make you holla at Jim Grease _ GRIES. Smash that subscribe, hit the bell, ring my bell, so you know when we're coming your way with more content. That's right, Chosen Kings with a Z. Wiggins, yo, wiggy, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your play just hypnotized me. Look, Wiggins, 6 of 14, 4 of 9 from 3, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 23 points. Tyler's not going to miss all his threes probably ever again. Look, he had this 70-plus game streak of at least 1 3-pointer made, and that streak is no more. But, Kel'el Ware had the 15 boards tonight, 8 points, monstrous game on the glass for Killer K. And it is what it is, It is what it is, dog, in life. It's not fair. But this is not good. You've lost 6 or 7 games. You're 4 games under 500. You've lost to the Nets. You've lost to the Bulls. You've lost to the Hawks. These teams suck. They suck. You should never lose to these teams. Maybe once or twice a year you lose to a team this bad. Miami should not be losing to these teams. The Hawks ahead of the Heat now in the playoff. That's a disgrace, okay? The shooting was terrible tonight, but the defense was good. You held them under 100, okay? And the rotations are getting there. I think Spo's really playing around too much with the rotations. Easy for me to say. I've known my guy for 30-plus years. He was the video intern for the Heat, and I was the video intern for Sunday Night Sports Wrap. I'd drive down and pick up the highlights for the week from him on a tape, deliver it back to Miami Lakes, Channel 33, UPN. Shouts. Mad Dog and Defo would talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. I'd go down and pick up the highlights from Spo, and those were the days. And the Heat are like that, man. Like, these guys have been with the organization forever. Forever. And I love that the audience is huge and still building throughout the show, and you guys aren't going anywhere. And while you're here, all right, I want to let you know what happened in this game tonight. Let's take a look at the box score. First, for your Miami Heat, they were not good offensively. 86 points. That's the fewest points the Cavs had allowed in 4 years. They allowed 82 points 4 years ago. This team offensively has got to find an identity beyond Tyler Herro. He's not a 40-point-per-game guy. He's not a 30-point-per-game guy. If he's shooting enough shots to go above 25 in a game, you're in deep doo-doo, right? Bam's got to average 20. Wiggins got to be above 15, probably about that 18 range every night. And where in the hell is Terry Rozier? He's on the bench, man. And Duncan Robinson. I'm going to get to those guys in a minute. Wiggy, wiggy, wiggy. Can't you see? Andrew Wiggins, 23 points tonight on 8 of 14 shooting, 4 of 9 from beyond the arc. I'm glad somebody showed up in this game tonight. 4 rebounds and an assist in 38 minutes for Wiggins. Bam Adebayo, 14. He was atrocious tonight. 14 points for Bam. It's almost like they were in Atlanta, and it's almost like they got there last night, and it's almost like they went out last night when they got there. Did they? I don't know. That's a question for them to answer. Maybe the media should start asking those questions instead of asking those other softballs. Be like, hey, what time did you guys get in last night? Did you go to the clubs? Because it looked like it, without a doubt. So, Bam, 14 points on 5 of 13 shooting and 5 rebounds. That's, you know what I mean? He had no rebounds in the second half last night. 5 rebounds in 37 minutes. What are you doing, Bam? You're an Olympian. You're the captain of the team. What are you doing? How are you only getting 5 rebounds in a game? You're one of the elite rebounders, supposedly. It is what it is. Kel'el Ware, 8 points, 15 rebounds for Killer K. Nice job by him. Davion Mitchell, who's not a starter and not a scorer and should be literally. If he starts, great. Play him for the defense, and Rozier should be getting the lion's share of the minutes. But Rozier is a DNP coach's decision. This is a terrible taste in my mouth. You know what I mean? It's not good. It is not good. So Mitchell with 6 points in this game tonight on 3 of 6 shooting, 0 for 3. He's not a 3-point shooter. He's not a starter. He's a good bench player. He's a backup point guard. Remember Rafer Alston? Skipped about, you know what I mean? A good backup point guard. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Come on. Don't get your hopes up for this guy. Robinson's a disgrace right now. I don't know what's going on with Duncan Robinson. 1 for 6, 1 for 5 from 3. He's not getting it done for the money they're paying him. As good a shooter as he's been in his career, he, to me, he's teetering. I literally might be thinking about cutting his ass. Right? I'm serious. I'm not playing. He's just not getting it done. He's a liability on defense, average at best. Offensively, if he's not hitting a 3, he doesn't even belong in the league. So there's that. Okay. And then you have Anderson, 14 points. Good job by Anderson off the bench tonight. Really kind of, I don't want to say kept them in the game because they weren't in the game, but what would they have done? What would I be without you? You know what I'm saying? And then Burks, oh my Lord, Alec Burks, 1 for 12, 1 for 8 from beyond the arc, had 5 rebounds. And, I don't want to kill Burks. I really like him. It's up and down for him. He's in and out of the lineup, and he just could not. They put him in for offense tonight. Got to be ready when your name's called, your number's called. You got to get out there and get it done. He didn't get it done tonight. And Jaquez played 7 minutes. Jaquez Jr., 2 points for him. So a bad job all the way across the board. And we'll get to the team stats in a minute. You don't even trust me. You don't even want to hear them. For the Hawks, who stink, I have to reiterate, the Hawks stink. This just in. Okingwu, 17. 2 for Risache Guerre with 9. Trae Young with 11 points, 14 assists. He was 0 for 7 from 3, 4 of 14 from the floor. This guy's an all-star. You missed me with that. All right. And then Daniels, I like Dyson Daniels, 5 of 12 and 10 points for him, 11 rebounds, had 7 steals, the NBA's leader in steals per game, 7 steals for Dyson Daniels. Yang off the bench with 11, 15 apiece for LaVert and Mann, and then 8 for Capella, who also had 11 rebounds. He's the best offensive rebounder in the association. Real quick, as we wrap it up, team stats, here we go. Yeah, the Miami Heat made 27 shots tonight. That is pathetic. That is absolutely pathetic. Only 7 of them were threes. 27 of 84. The Hawks 40 of 88. Miami shot 32%. Atlanta shot 45. All right? Miami 7 of 40 from 3. High school teams shoot better. Atlanta 9 of 35. This game sucked tonight. Very rarely do I sit here after a game, an NBA game, and I'm doing a show, and I'm going, wow, I want my 2 hours of my life back from the Heat and the Hawks. I mean, I feel like they robbed me of 2 hours of my time, plus the time that it takes to do the show, like 3.5 hours. You two, I mean, just, no, miss me with this. You know what I'm saying? And just 17.5% from 3 for Miami tonight. 25 of 27 from the stripe. Still getting there, still knocking them down. That's what kinda-ish kept them in the game. 92% from the stripe. They were out-rebounded 50 to 45. Offensive rebounds, about even. Assists, 29 to 15 for the Hawks. That tells you they were in transition, getting easy looks, and the Heat weren't. 13 to 8 steals for Atlanta. 18 turnovers. Fast break points, 11 to 7 for the Hawks. Points in the paint, Atlanta 58, Miami 38. Fouls, 22 for the Hawks, 9 for Miami. The largest lead, 13 for the Hawks, 4 for the Heat, and Atlanta was a 2.5-point favorite heading into this game. But again, I have to reiterate, man, Duncan Robinson, bro, I mean, I don't know if I'd bring him home with me. I don't know if I'd give him a seat on the plane. I have to be honest with you. Like, this is the NBA. You need to perform game in and game out. And if you're not performing, if you have 1 or 2 games out of every 10 where you're actually performing, get the hell out. There's guys all over this country, all over the world who would kill for that chance. They're knocking on the doors right now. There's guys on practice squads. There's G League guys. There are so many guys out there begging for an opportunity. What is Duncan Robinson doing for you, man? And what is Terry Rozier? These 2 guys right now, I think these are the 2 projects on this team. Look, you know what you're going to get from Wiggins. Mitchell's an on-the-ball defender and a backup guard. Even if he starts, Rozier's got to be the guy playing the bulk of the minutes. He's got to be the guy coming off the bench. All is not lost. If they can get Rozier to remember how to play basketball, and if they can get Robinson to remember how to shoot and bank some threes coming off that bench, that's all this team needs, is those guys to score off the bench. They need bench scoring. Their bench scoring has been atrocious the past few games. They're not getting anything from their reserves offensively. Okay? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And Tyler's got to find a stroke again. You got 16 of 19 at home. All is not lost. I'm telling you right now, all is not lost. You got plenty, absolutely plenty of time. Look, there's under 30 games left. I know that. And you're not catching Cleveland or Boston or New York. Boston, Cleveland, and New York are way ahead of everybody. And I think Milwaukee's about to start. Giannis and Dame stay healthy. Milwaukee's about to start on that run too. So those top 4 teams, Indiana and Milwaukee are tied right now. Detroit's right there with them with that youth movement with Cade Cunningham. And wow. So you have Milwaukee, Indiana, and Detroit all within a game of one another, 4 through 6, after Cleveland, Boston, and New York. And Cleveland 6 games ahead of the Celtics, who are 4 games ahead of the Knicks. So that seems to be cemented in unless the Celtics make a late run and pass Cleveland and Cleveland falters. Then you have Milwaukee, Indiana, Detroit. After that, it's Orlando, 19 back. So Milwaukee, Indiana, and Detroit, 4, 5, 6. All right. So then you're talking about the play-in, 7, 8, 9, 10. And right now, Orlando, 29 and 30. Atlanta, 27 and 31. Miami, 26 and 30. Chicago, 23 and 35. Brooklyn, 21 and 36. Miami, by the way, has lost to Chicago and Brooklyn in the last week or so, and Atlanta. You know what I mean? So they're better than that, man. They're just better than that. You're 13 and 19 on the road. You're only 12 and 11 at home. They haven't had much of a home court advantage over these past few years. You look at Brooklyn underneath them. You look at Philly. They're a disgrace. Toronto, Charlotte, Washington. Look, nobody's coming up from that group. Okay, is Brooklyn going to knock anybody out of there? Maybe Chicago. I don't know. Miami's going to at least be in the play-in. You know that. But I have to tell you right now, the maddening inconsistency with which Bam Adebayo plays this game, the maddening drop in offensive productivity from Terry Rozier this season, and Duncan Robinson's three-point shot. I'm calling them all out. Look, it's not happening. Bam has to be a lot. Bam was terrible tonight. You can't get no rebounds in the second half last night and get 5 tonight. You can't do it. And then you go out there and you don't score, and they go, oh, he plays defense and he rebounds. Really? He had 5 rebounds in 37 minutes. No, don't give me that. Bam has got to play with. He has a C on his chest. He has to play a lot better. A lot better. Tyler's got to find the stroke from 3. You got 16 of 19 at home. You know, maybe out of the next 20 games, they can win 14 or 15 of them with all those games at home. And then all of a sudden, it's a whole different conversation. It's a whole different race. It's a whole different look for the rest of the season. I like what Wiggins is doing. I love what Tyler's doing. He had a bad night. His three-point shot has deserted him a little bit, but he had 40 points last night, man. You don't want to rip on Tyler. 11 assists last night. Got to be more consistent, though. It just speaks to my point. He's not a number one option in the NBA. He's just not. He's not a number one option, and neither is Bam. All right, here we go. Let's just do a couple of things before we get on out of here. First things first, the final score, 98-86. Spo's not really feeling it. You know, what's he going to do? I don't know. I mean, legitimately, what's he going to do? Things are not looking good right now for Miami. They've lost 6 of 7, and he's got to be wondering, who's going to put the ball in the hoop for me? Here's the moment. Turning point of the game tonight. 32% from the field, 17% from 3. That's high school offense against an NBA defense. And then, your star of the game, if there was one, Andrew Wiggins. Wiggy, wiggy, wiggy. Can't you see? Sometimes your play just hypnotizes me. 23 points, 4 rebounds on 6 of 14 shooting, 4 of 9 from 3. But it's really almost by default tonight. You know, I had it lined up to where I was going to give a couple of Hawks guys stars of the game too, but really, am I going to give Trae Young with 11 points on 0 of 7 from 3, 4 of 4? No. 4 of 14 shooting? No. Nobody on the Hawks played all that great. They're not a good team. They stink, as a matter of fact, just like the Nets, just like the Bulls, and the Heat have lost to all of them in this run. 6 of 7, they have dropped. Whew, this could get a whole mess of ugly real fast. Let's hope they turn things around. Hawks and the Heat going to do it again on Wednesday, a couple of nights from now. That'll be at 7:30, about 9:30, 9:45. We'll be here with your Heat postcast right after the game. Want to make sure you're here for that. They play the Pacers on Friday. You got to start winning these games at home. Wednesday and Friday, you got the Hawks and then the Pacers, and then you got the Knicks, and then you got the Wizards, and then you got Cleveland on the road, Minnesota at home, the Bulls at home, the Hornets at home. Are you listening to these games? The Hawks at home, the Pacers at home, the Knicks at home, the Wizards at home, the Wolves at home, the Bulls at home, the Hornets at home, the Clippers at home, the Grizzlies at home, the Pistons at home, the Rockets at home, the Hornets at home again, the Hawks at home again. Got a lot of winnable games in that stretch. Got to get Duncan Robinson shooting the ball again. Got to get Terry Rozier scoring off the bench. Those things are huge. Bench plays enormous for this team right now. They don't have Jovic. That's a big loss. Rozier, let's go. Duncan, let's go. And for God's sake, Bam, where's the consistency? Offensively, you got to score 20, bro. Want to be an Olympian, want to wear the C, want to make all that money. Can't be, just miss me with that. It's not happening. I don't get paid by the team or the league. I say what I say. It's a natural reaction to the game, like anybody would. You know, you might listen to the flagship, people paid by the team, and not going to get that. hey, it's all rose-colored glasses. Hey, you know what I mean? No, it's not. No, it's not. Bam's got to step it up. You know what I mean? If Tyler and Bam are your 1 and 2 options, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Bam's got to step it up. And then Duncan and Rozier, they have to off the bench. Rozier's got to be that instant offense guy, got to be playing 30-plus per game, averaging 15 to 18 points off the bench in that 6th man of the year combo. He can do it. Come on, Terry. You can do it, bro. And Duncan, come on. Did you forget how to shoot? Cut his ass. Don't even let him on the plane on the way home. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I mean, am I the only one? Duncan Robinson has got to get the job done. That's all there is, Heat fan. There is no more, thankfully, 98-86, and that includes the road trip, by the way. There is no more of that road trip. Thank God they get these new guys to get back home. You know what I'm saying? And maybe, just maybe, and they were awful tonight throughout the game, but recently it's been that fourth quarter, and they've been looking good for 3 quarters, really good, and then fading in the fourth. It's easy for me to say, right? But I do believe that this team will get it together. I do believe that nobody's going to want to see them, whether they're in the play-in or not. I do believe that they will make some noise come postseason time. And, you know, they just have to remember they're getting used to playing together. And, look, I don't want to make excuses, and I definitely am not making excuses for Duncan Robinson and Terry Rozier. Get your asses in gear and get things done. You're making I don't even want to know how much money those guys are making. It's ridiculous. As you go to your job or I go to mine and we make nothing and we're struggling with bills and we can't pay things, and these dudes are getting paid 19, 20 million a year to just suck all year long. And, you know, it ain't right. Let's go. Pick it up, Duncan. Pick it up, Terry. It is what it is. I'm here to say it. That's all there is, Heat fans. There is no more. 98-86, they lose tonight. They've lost 6 out of 7 games. The road trip's over. Wednesday against Atlanta, they get a chance to knock this bitter taste out of their mouth and get the dub. We'll be here right after the game, 7:30 tip with your Heat postcast. It's free on YouTube, Locked On Sports Miami. It's free wherever you get your podcast, as is Locked On Heat podcast, day in and day out. Those guys do a phenomenal job. After the games, you only want to be here, but day in and day out, Locked On Heat podcast, and then LockedOnDaily.com for your Locked On Heat newsletter. Keep your game tight and your mind right, Heat fan. I'm out.